Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Anytime you set out into the out of doors, make sure you take adequate supplies along. One of the things you should be sure you have is plenty of fresh drinking water. One of the best filters that I have become aware of is a straw-like filter from Survivor Filter. This is different from other water filters because it filters water down to 0.05 microns, which is 4 times better filtering than other filters of this in the same kind of a category. I like this. It has 3 levels of filters. There's one here in the bottom, one here in the middle, and there's another one near the top. Let me show you some of the features of the Survivor Filter personal water filter. The Survivor Filter also comes with 2 collapsible plastic canteens. These are nice. You can take off the top and screw it directly onto your Survivor water filter. So if you're in the out of doors, you can take one of these canteens, plunge it into a water source, and then attach it to your filter. The bottom of the Survivor filter is threaded. So not only will it fit onto the canteens, but it'll fit onto standard water bottles. Just make sure you get one with a larger lid because some of the disposable water lids that have a little tiny cap, they don't have adequate threading for the Survivor filter. If the edge of the water is extra mucky, you don't have to get down and drink through it right at the water source. That's when it's nice that you can take one of the canteens or a water bottle, fill that up, rather than laying down and slurping water right out of its source. Blow up your bottle so that it has a space for the water to flow into it. Now I can take the threads from my Survivor filter and screw it right onto the end of the canteen bottle. Pop open the lid and get a nice clean drink. It works. It works great. There's no nasty taste. The water has all been cleared, and I'm not concerned that I'm going to get sick drinking it. You can see it flows through easily. You have all the water that you would need for your personal hydration needs. Then because there's a clip on here, I could fill these up some more, clip them onto my backpack, and easily have adequate water supply for when I get back to camp. Because one of the benefits of the Survivor filter is that you can squeeze right through it and put it into a cup to share with others, or you could squeeze it into your pot back at camp and start heating up water to make your meal. It flows through readily. Snaps back together and it's ready to go. I like having a string on it simply because I drop things and I want them to know where it is when I need it. You can see that there's a lot of moss, algae, and who knows what in this water, but I'm not concerned at all about being safe to drink because I have my Survivor filter. Survivor filter comes ready to go right out of the box, including several extra mesh filters to remove large particles. So this end is the water intake. You can see where it's threaded to attach to a water bottle, and these mesh filters are inside the water intake cap. You twist it off and see one is already installed. If you wanted to change it, you just would pull it up and put in another one. Then this is where the medical grade ultra filter is inside this body. Now the spout is at the other end and it comes with a cap. The cap easily comes off. It's attached with a rubbery strap, which you would fold this down to access the other parts. The other parts are attached at two little notches. There's one on the front and there's one on the back, and you twist it and this comes apart. Here's the ultra filter. Now if you wanted to change or clean that, you would press up from the bottom and it pops right out. This can be rinsed and cleaned. It's covered with a little cap. And then inside the mouthpiece is the carbon filter. So there are three filters. There's the mesh filter, the ultra filter, and the carbon filter. So when you use it, you know that it's taking out particles down to 0.05 microns. It gets everything out, and the carbon helps make the water so it doesn't have any off flavors as well. So now when you want to put it back together, you put the filter back down inside and install the little mesh cover over it. Press it down inside. Now you want to look. This has two knobs and they're different, so you want to make sure you line them up correctly. Don't try to force it into the wrong side. It only goes in one way. Then you just pull this back up, and then there's a hook here if you wanted to attach a cord. There's also a little tab for the cap, so make sure you line that up so that it snaps on securely. Then once your mesh filter is back installed, screw the end back on and your Survivor filter is ready to use. Replacement parts of the ultra filter and the carbon filter with the mouthpiece are available from survivorfilter.com. When you get back from your outing, you want to rinse and allow your Survivor filter to dry completely. It will filter 264 gallons of water, which is about 1,000 water bottles. That is a lot of water that you can get out of one of these, but you want to make sure you take care of it so that it will give you the performance that you want. If you've been in particularly nasty water, you should remove the two filters, the little pre-filter, the little white one, and then the membrane filter, and you could soak these two filters in white vinegar for about 20 minutes and then rinse them and allow them to dry well. I'm a real fan of the Survivor filter. I'm getting ready to set out on a 6-week safari to South Africa and Mozambique, where many of the places I travel, no water is considered safe to drink. I contacted the people at Survivor Filter and they generously donated some of their supplies to me to take overseas to leave with the local people at the end of my safari. Thank you, Survivor Filter. Learn more at alaskagranny.com. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.